Boom, boom, bam. We're live. What is up? How is everybody doing? Nate, how you doing? John Brad's out there. Good to see you. Over here. Go. There we go. We got 5 awesome people popping in already. What's going on there? Uncle Jeep, how are you? How are you, Uncle Jeep? We got how's it going? We just getting started. Got a few things to talk about tonight. Some positive, some and uh, some that's on the downside, and uh, so everybody. I will be right back. Oh, sorry. Well, I don't know if I thought. I don't know if that phone call went you or not a live clause. That those that didn't know, Jay Fox Hunter had been hospital care. He had got cancer and pneumonia, and he just so sometimes the phone call mess up the. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, can okay. StreamYard must be busy. I guess so. I'll be right back. I had gotten a phone call that might be messing it up too. I'll hey y'all stay right there. I'll be right back, and I'll let you know what the phone call was about. Okay, can can y'all hear me out there? See me? Okay, I guess I'm back. I guess I'm back. Thank you. Um, well, as seen here, uh, why is that? As the show was starting, I got a phone call, and for those of you that fox hunter, uh, that he had lung cancer in home hospice care. He a couple hours, so that's what everything. The phone call came in as the show was going. On. Is it freezing? It's breaking up. Is that any better? Is that any better? Can you hear me now? And yes, yes, that's what I said. And of course, my internet isn't messing up. Yeah, it's out. Uh, it's right now. She said there's nothing to do. Just continue prayers. It's definitely part of what I was going to talk about tonight. But I was not expecting to get that news. I was going. Oh. Okay. Get it back together. Trying to get it back together. I dropped the link, so if anybody wants to come up, I think anybody else. looks pretty clear right now, but then I can at least reset everything. So how is it now? Is it coming in? Sound is good. Well, yeah. So that was the that was where the started the show, and the phone rang. All right, thank you, Daryl. Phone rang, and that's what it was. That's what the news was. We had the pleasure of, for those that don't remember, Jim and Maria were the ones that brought me that 22-gallon size Mountain Dew mug. Got a awesome picture of Freddie and myself and him, and he's been going through some medical issues, and sometimes at least he's not suffering right now anymore. But no, Avid, I haven't. And Ron touched with me yesterday, and do I have your number, Avid? I think I do, right? Then I could talk to you about that after the show. Awesome, thank you, Avid. All right. Hey, Roger's out there, Mr. Kitty Whiskers. How's it going? For the newer people just coming in, Chucky Morgan's out there. Everybody just trying to get it back together here. We'll get going in a minute. Just as start and receive word that Jay Fox from his wife, that Jay Fox Hunter had passed. He just passed a couple hours ago. So, well, part of what I was going to talk about tonight. Mad Catter, how you doing? Good to see you. It appears as if they've cleared up. Yeah, it's yeah, definitely is hit hard. So now I don't know the phone call, but it also appears that I'm gonna have to reset my internet. And Daryl's on his way up. Once he gets here, I'm gonna jump out, try to get everything restarted, and see how that goes. Mad Catter, it's great to see you.
Hey, bud.
There, Daryl.
Hey, bud.
Well, thank you.
Hey, let me grab his call. I'll be right back with you. Give me just.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Kitty Whiskers said, thank you. Thank you. No one wants to see you barbecue, especially if they're hungry, Evan.
All right, I'm in there, buddy.
All right. Yeah, mine.
I hate to hear that bad news. we had a family. My aunt passed away that we were all real close to Monday too. It's hard. You just no words to say for it, man.
Yeah, and, you know how you meet people on here, and
Yeah.
we met him at CatCon. He was the one that brought me the gallon Mountain Dew mug that I was carrying around, and him and his wife carried that for I don't know how long to get in.
Right.
Just I don't know. you we're all across the country, really. You start to think of people out there as your family. It's
exactly. I mean, I'm really close to a lot of people in this community we have going on, and it's just devastating. I told my wife the other day, I said, it's like the older we get, the more people we lose because we're all getting so much older, and you just, it's hard. It's hard. I mean, you never get used to it. They're better off if they've had salvation and, they're ready to go, but it's just hard to let them go. You got so many good memories of them.
That's the only bright is that he isn't suffering now. He's been even pretty much since before last year's CatCon. He had been in the hospital and they weren't sure if they were even going to be able to do that. And then a little better, so he was able to come to CatCon last year, and so he's been with some serious health issues for quite a while now. And the past I don't know how many months, it's just been. It hasn't been good. We'll just put it at that. So suffering. That's the bright part. That if there is a silver lining, is that he's not suffering now. But you know what, Daryl? If you want to give me a second, I got to do everything because I'm looking down and I still see. I don't know if on stream, but it's clear. Just because it's clear here doesn't mean that it's clear out.
Yeah, you're a little punchy too. You're a little robot-y sounding too. So yeah, go ahead on out. And hey, I'll say hello to everybody that's came in here. Mark, hello.
I'll be back in a few.
Yeah. Paul, I guess I'm starting from the bottom and working back up, but let me see if I can start at the top. I know Stan appreciates everybody that comes in. He's having a rough time right now, and you know how it goes when you lose somebody that you really care. It's tough. So I just lost my wife's aunt, and we were very close to her. And you have so many memories, and when you lose them like that, we actually sat with her for 3 days when she was so bad, and you just have so many memories rushing through your heads. I mean, you just can't do anything but cry about it. But that's okay. There's nothing wrong with crying. I don't care how old you are or how tough you think you are. You're gonna miss people. I've lost my mom and dad, but they were passed within 10 months of each other. But like I say, they're better off, and we just keep going for sure. So, Has in here, Paul, how you doing, buddy? 351 Cleveland. I don't know if all these people are still in here, but we'll see. Wabash Nate, Uncle Jeep, how's it going? How's it going? It must be a snake story that I need to get out of Stan. And guys, that's why you hadn't seen me in a little over weeks, because of us trying to sit with the aunt and everything like that. So I probably missed a whole bunch of good stuff. Uncle Jeep, beep, beep. What's up, brother? You little brother, how you doing, buddy? How you doing? But yeah, we just got on to got everything going today, and was able to get around and start doing stuff today. So the old boat was a little bit messed up, and got it fixed today. Don't forget to hit the smash the thumbs up. That's right, little brother. That's right. Double Hook Angling. What's up, my friend? Always good to see you in here fishing with Steve Mosley. How are you? Hey, that Trophy Seekers, guys. Everybody give him a thumbs down. Woo, woo, woo. What's up, brother? I think I done said that. Let's see who else we got here. Mr. Freddie. Man, Freddie, when you put that in there, I like to fell out. When I'm 5'11" and an Aries, I like to fell out of my chair laughing. I laughed out loud. There's nobody here at the house, or they would have looked at me like, "What the heck?" Mr. Avid doing the barbecue thing. I think I read a while ago that you was doing the barbecue thing. Stan's popped out. He'll be back in just a minute. Roger, hey, how you doing, buddy? He's having a little bit of internet problems, so I know he was having a tough time there. So I asked him, hey, you need some help? And he said, pop on in here. So maybe I won't run many off. Can't even see how many from my computer's in here. What's up, Eric? How you doing, Mark? Catfishing Crappie. Appreciate everybody that's in. I'm sure he's got some things he wants to talk about. In fact, he said he wanted to talk. He had in mind talking about, I guess, what was going on today. Annette Morgan, how are you? Appreciate you coming in. 922 Crappy Barbecue. What the heck was expecting Stan and and get Daryl? Stan had to pop out. He'll be back in here. He's having a little bit of internet trouble. So I told him I'd pop in while he's trying to get things fixed. May not be here the whole time. He may run me off, or we may be here the whole time. You're in the basement. Freddie, I'm sorry. I can't control it, but I'm sure Two Stans will bring you in. When he gets back in, looks like he's trying. Hey, Stan, Freddie says he's in the basement.
All right.
Anyway, I think of Miss Kitty Whiskers. How you doing? Appreciate you coming in.
Well, bam, we got not only do we got Freddie, we got Roger too.
Hot dang. Mercy.
Wow.
Hey, Roger, you notice we're not the in crowd. We don't have sheets hanging behind us.
Yeah, I don't know. I did that just now for Stan. You know, he's got
it's for Stan where he wouldn't feel lonesome. Well,
right.
Stan's green with envy. Oh, wait, that was a bad joke.
I got a green one around here somewhere. I couldn't find it.
I got green on my little board over that Elgato TV sticker. That's about it.
This was supposed to be green screen where we put the whole fabulous. My laptop is not necessarily up to the piece that it needs. So
you just got to be careful if you got a green screen and not wear something green. I used to run wrestling. I'll tell you something funny, and I know you got things going. We used to run green screen, and we'd have wrestlers cut promos in front of it. And we had a wrestler that wore overalls, and right in the front of his overalls, I can't remember what overalls it is, but it has a green, symbol there, like somebody shot a hose straight through him. He had a hose straight through him. But anyway, that's my little story on green.
So let's cheer the people up.
What's
real
up,
quick,
Stan? Long time no see, buddy.
Let's cheer the people up, bro.
What the? Wait a minute now.
There's a lot of people got too much time on their hands.
What is going on?
That's Roger's very first real sponsor, y'all.
Hey, just when I take a sponsor from
is that considered cheap? Is that considered cheap porn? Is what I want to know.
Well, Daryl, I don't know about we're talking Ohio. Them guys. Roger still ain't got his team for this battle between the Cooper and Ohio, but I hear the Tennessee's having some struggles too. The Tennessee's really struggling too.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with what's going on these days, but I think you might need to check on your team there, Daryl.
Well, you notice our team's cheap. He can only handle 14 of them. Rogers had more in his package. Wait, did I say that? I'm sorry, Stan. We've took your show over.
Hey, that's all right. That's all right. Sometimes it needs to be done.
Sometimes it's just got to be.
Yeah, we was hoping to change the pace just a little bit for you.
Yeah, it needed livening up for sure.
Well, that's the whole point of it.
We need Has to come in here, and we'll have the Potomac. Then what will we have? Just the Mississippi missing?
Yeah,
Well,
Mississippi.
the Potomac. Hold on, I can. The Potomac is having issues as well.
Oh.
They're definitely having issues. the Potomac is definitely having issues himself.
Maximum absorbency.
Why'd you pop them up to the XL size? What's going on with that?
You know, Brian has a tendency to pee the bed, so we wanted to make sure he had enough to absorb it.
Mark said he's heading out. He's going to be listening in the truck. He'd probably be puking in his truck.
So we've covered, I think we've got all the rivers, right? Oh, no.
You got all of them. You got all of them. You got all of them.
You're missing the Mississippi's.
Mississippi.
The bus driver done got busted.
His is comfortable fabric too, so
Come on,
Freddie, driving that bus.
You're a one-trick pony over here. You got just put everybody's face on the same daggone thing.
It's different packages. It's different packages.
I know. I see the different sizes and stuff.
And the sponsor of it all is right there.
Oh.
Hey. That may possibly be a Team James River person there. So
see, now I've covered all the
Chad.
That's sense a little bit of aggravation in Roger's voice.
I was going to say hi to Mindy real quick. As soon as she popped in.
Yeah, we need somebody from the Mississippi River and the Potomac in here. We'll have all of the rivers in here.
I think for somebody went there.
Well, I just happened to go in November, last November. I can't remember negative.
Right, look at Roger. He's froze. Come on, Roger. You're like Stan tonight. You're all messed up. Stan's done muted himself.
By the way, has it cleared up?
You're still fuzzy, but you're a little fuzzy, but you're a little robot-y too.
Now you're robot. Well, you were good for a minute, then you got fuzzy, then you cleared up, then you robot. So
I'm just such an electrifying person that when my emotions get going. So Freddie team is Huggies.
Well, we are the smallest river out of the bunch, so I'll take that.
Is that 15 your underoos sizes, Freddie, on there? Freddie 15?
No, that's my new speed on my high performance.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm thinking about dropping out, boys. He's went from 9 horsepower to 15.
Well, no, I went from 5 horsepower to 25, and I went from 5 mile an hour to 15 mile an hour.
Oh, shoot, he tripled the speed.
Yeah, I'm fine. I even got to wave my beard back and forth going down the lake today.
And you want to know the funny part of it is how the new motor that you got, Freddie. How old is that one?
1999.
And 1999, and that motor, what, 30, 40 years older? I mean, the other motor.
Yep.
Freddie and I both had gotten motors from J-Dog, the 1950 something, right? 1950.
53, 54. Mine was a 53. I think yours is 54. So they're both.
Yeah, right. That time frame.
And it still runs.
The little bait boys trying to smack talk saying it should go 22.2 mile an hour.
Well, link is there if you want to pop. It's welcome. But hey, it's not about I'm going to steal Freddie's slogan for the double Y rods. Not the size; it's how you use it. The same applies to motors.
Well, no, that might be the rod slogan, but who gave me that slogan, Stan?
That was Stan 3. Stan 3, and he could not be happier with the rods, and he really took that seriously. Truly that you chose us to be some of the testers, and we really did go out there and try to, getting it snagged on purpose to see how much torque you could put on it to pull the boat and things like that, and held like a champ. So anybody needs any, those are going to be available when, Freddie?
Fingers crossed. Mid-November, we should get our first order in. We ordered 100 of the 5 foot and 100 6-foot. Beginning of I believe it was Saturday night or Sunday night. We placed that order, and I had an investor come through day before yesterday, and funded me to order 100 more of each size. So,
Can I ask you a question about those rods?
Ask away.
Because my question is, why go with a 5 and a 6? Why not go with a 5'6"? I'm just wondering, do you really think that somebody's going to be differentiate between the two, between a 5 and a 6? And don't you think 6 is going to sell more just because they're a little longer?
I was tossed up between the sizes originally. I was actually recommended to do a 6'6" and just do one rod to start out with. But I sat there and scratched my brain, and I took a couple of saltwater style rods and cut them down, 1 to 5 foot, 1 to 6 foot, and between the sales, I think the 6 footer is probably going to sell better for your female anglers or your guys that want to be on a kayak, things like that. I think the 6 footer is going to be more for that, but the 5 footer, I think it's going to sell really fast, especially for the kids. I know Mason loves his 5 footer. J-Dog's son Mason, he loves his 5 footer. The action of the 5 foot and 6 foot are exactly the same. They are both medium power, moderate to fast action on them. They're both rated up to 8 ounces of weight and up to 40 pounds of line. So, and as you've seen in Stan's video, it will handle a big fish because that 47 incher, if you calculate that guesstimate on the girth, whatnot, you're talking that was a 62, 63 pound blue that it pulled in with no problem. So it's made to handle big fish, just like your mad cats, your catch the fevers, your tangle cats. It's basically the same as them, just compact.
Here's
Go ahead.
My 6 foot, I think, is going to be amazing for a lot of different. But I think like on the boat where you have a little bit more room than you do on a kayak, especially like your John boat or even ours is a 14-foot V bottom, deep V bottom. So, and especially if you get bimini top up, you know, there's times where, and you get a larger person in the boat. So it's great to have that. That's turned into suspending. My favorite ways of fishing now, suspend drift, and that rod is just amazing for that from the boat because you handle that bigger weights and bigger baits, and it suspends them perfectly. So I think the 6 footer from the boat is going to be great. I think from the kayak you're going to see a lot of people getting the 5 footers, but I think as Freddie said, the youth granddaughters love the rods. They love the 5 foot one. So it's one of those things there. And if you're even that 6 footer, 5 footer, they both cast great. But I think that 6 footer from the bank, if you're fishing, seeing a lot of our bank spots here, they're undercover. You know, there's a lot of overhang. So it's sometimes that 7.5 foot or bank an option here. So to have that 6 foot rod that's rated to cast 8 ounce weights, cast with it from under the cover from the bank is going to be amazing.
You know, it's one thing I was talking about it when we was in here last time. My boat, I fish out the back of it, and my rods are up pretty high where I can get them out of the holder. But on the front deck of my boat, it's up just like a bass boat, and my rod holders are right down there on the water. Trying to get down there and get that 7'6" rod out of that rod holder extended out there can be tough. I was thinking a 6 or even a 5 because it's not so far straight out like that. You won't have as much pressure out there that fish holding down, and you'll be able to get it out of the thing. I was thinking about I might get a couple of them and try them at the front of my boat, where it's easier to get them up out of the rod holders. Because, like I say, when they're down low like that, and then they're extended out there 7 foot 6 inches, it can be tough. I mean, really tough to get out of those rod holders up front.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons we, the whole design and what we designed it for was based off of, again, your shorter, smaller figured anglers. Your kids in the kayak was what the concept came through. So that's why that lower handle is only 7 inches versus 12.
I like
a lot easier to get in and out of these rod holders. Even my Smackdown rod holders on my boat, you got about that much sticking from the bottom instead of almost 8 inches sticking out there. It's easy to grab it and yank it right out the rod holder.
Are there going to be different colors? And then
we're going to start out with just white right now. They're white with gray wrapping around the eyelet, so it's that old school look. I love that look. It's classic. Shines under a regular light, shines under a black light. Any color light you shine on, it's going to give a glow. So,
right.
That's why we went with that. And just to show you here,
I'm trying to figure out where all these small figured catfishermen you're talking about are, because I don't see many.
Hey, I use mine. I've used mine every time I've went out and like Stan said, I use 2 and 3 ounces in the lake. I've been using 4 ounces on my 2 rods and using 3 on the other ones, and I like throwing mine more than I do the other ones right now. So that's not being biased. It's just something about that shorter whip action that I can grab it almost like a bass rod and sling it instead of having that big handle to sling it. It just smooth casting, and of course I got pisky funds on it, so it makes it even better. But
what's up, Jada?
Here, Daryl. There's you a picture of the 6 foot, and that is a 35 ounce weight off the back of Creole's boat, and that is the bin on that with 35 ounces.
I was wondering what happened to the dang winder weight that I was missing.
So, and if you take a medium, we'll just say a medium. We'll throw out their name, a medium name brand catfish rod 7.6. That same weight off of Creole's boat, the tip of their rod would be almost touching the ground. So that shows you the strength of these rods. A lot of people don't know about, most of the big name rods out there are S-glass, composite mix, or fiberglass, which means they have to be a little thicker. These are actually really thin. They're almost the thickness of an ugly stick, but these are carbon fiber. Carbon fiber composite mix. That's why we were able to get them thinner. But a lot of people don't know about carbon fiber. It's actually a stronger material than your fiberglass and S-glasses. That's why we were able to get away with a thinner diameter rod. So
it's a little bit more expensive material, isn't it?
Yeah. If I would have done those short rods in S-glass, it would have cost me a lot less than these. But I wanted something, quality. Again, I want the kids and the kayakers to have the same option that the big rods have. Just something compact where they can use it a little easier. And not saying it's just for kids and kayaks, because my wife wants to kill me every time we go out because she wants to use my 5 foot, and I won't let her.
So one other thing to think about too, I'm assuming, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but it's going to be cheaper to ship a 5 and 6 foot than it are these 7 foot 6 inch rods.
Especially with the shipping rate these days, since it's going up an average, your typical 7'6" rod right now to get shipped, you're looking at $35, almost $40 for one rod. And we did the calculations. Right at, for one rod with the little bit shorter tube is going to be $30 instead of the 40. So it saves about $10 in shipping alone. And
Do you know what you're going to charge for the rods? Yeah.
Yep. We have our number set for now. We're going to do an introductory price through the end of the year. When we get them in, it'll be through to at least December. I know the manufacturers already hit me up, said they're going to have the next order I placed. They're going to have to raise up a little bit because the cost of the eyelets and the aluminum reel seat and stuff on their end went up a little bit, but we're going to start out with the 5 foots going for $80 and the 6 foot going for 85. So, we're still 10 to $15 cheaper than your big rods, but we have the same quality, right there with them in that shorter rod. So
Better quality with graphite, in my opinion, or with the carbon fiber.
yeah. We couldn't go wrong with the carbon fiber. It's amazing.
We had some more people pop in here. We got Jimmy G popped in. There's our good friend JP3 in the house. How's it going, JP3? Forget dog in the house. How's it going? That's funny. You mentioned Mason, and bam, J Dog popped in just like that. Funny how that went.
He's like Santa Claus. He's always listening.
That's right. But are you on this list?
I'm on
Mac Fishing.
I don't think I'm on anybody's list. I think that's a good thing.
So Roger, how's it been going? I know I'll give you a chance to hop in, and we a rod tangent and a
Oh, now Roger froze.
yeah.
This side over here is the frozen side, okay?
Yeah.
Am I still frozen?
No,
You're good now. You're good now.
Oh. Things around here have been pretty rough. Fishing's been pretty tough. I've been having some issues on my own. I've had some major health issues pop up in the last couple of weeks. It's kind of really slowed me down. But trying to get back in the swing of things and get things in order again. It seems like everybody. I know Daryl's had some tragedy in his family, and Daryl was kind of taking a step back and taking care of the family things. And it seems like everybody's always got a little something of their own to deal with. You know what I mean? Everybody in chat, they've all got something going on. Everybody on screen, we've all got stuff going on. We're all human, regardless of how big of a superstar Freddie is, he's still just a man.
We know, man.
And you got that right, Roger. Like times you forget that we're up here on YouTube, we're out there fishing live, these things, but there's real life that happens too, and that's no matter how far you push it off, the real life eventually catches up with you. It did to me.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. Eric's in the house. Outside of that, the fishing has been it's been tough, man. We had a decent day last week. We went bumping up at the dam. We had a little bit of flow, and we were using chicken. And we caught, I think we both caught a 27-pounder, a couple 20 in the 20s, and a handful in the bumping. But the 5 feet in 2 days, and the fish shut off.
I think that we for those that watched Palmetto's show had Epic on there, Epic Catfish, and was talking about with the different seasons and different movements of catfish. A lot of people think, but the big foreteller of that is the hours, just with deer, with hunting, with farming. The hours of daylight is pretty consistent.
And he's gone.
He goes froze.
What he was saying was the times of daylight are shortening down. So we're going to have a lot less time to catch catfish, but at least we're not going to be burning up. Down here in the south, it's so hot. Good Lord, down here.
Yeah, it's starting to cool down here. I'm really happy about that.
Yeah,
I didn't see when Epic was on there. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's the night I was in emergency room.
Yeah, I believe it was.
Yeah, so
I didn't
need to go back and watch it.
I didn't know you'd been in the emergency room. for sure.
Yeah.
So.
I got something funky going on with my heart, and
Oh, that's not good.
It's been rough here.
Yeah.
But we don't want to talk about that. We won't talk about
fishing. Yeah, we got to get on. But anyway, I didn't know it. I y'all guys know I've been out of it for about a week.
Well, to be honest with you, only a handful. I really put it out there much.
Yeah. Now Roger's gone. He's really good.
Yeah.
We're taking it over, Freddie.
He's on his back.
So I've got YouTube open over here so I could see when I freeze up. So at least I know, like, stop
maybe
talking.
That's why maybe that's why you're froze up. You got two things going at one time, and it
got two devices.
That baby shuts one down.
You got something going there. I just shut the other screen down.
Yeah,
he froze. He's froze.
I'm gonna shut it down. Boop.
Come on, Roger. You can do it.
Just let me know when I'm not frozen.
And here comes standby. I'm telling you, this side over here.
We're good over here. I don't.
He's back. Hey,
I think I'm back. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm trying to get things done. But
Let's see.
it's Monday ago to have that looked at by Thursday.
JP3 said I was bald the other day. My muskrat sticker blew off his back window after 3 years of being there.
Man,
Stan, you got some noise in your background. Have you got something else running at the same time?
Hold on a second.
That could be
best
something.
Stan has ever sounded.
And now Roger's froze, Freddie. We're just gonna kick them out. And we're gonna take over the show.
We'll just take over the show.
Well, I shut it down. I shut the other window down, thinking that'd help, but
no, it didn't help a bit.
I
tell you, I've been so busy. I still hadn't got these rods mailed out, but I'll let y'all guys know that I hadn't. We'll try to get them out tomorrow, but it's just been, like I say, rough. I've had some.
You got a rough week too.
Yeah.
You deal with life first, you know. Yeah. It happens when they'll get there when they get there. I ain't worried about it. I ain't in a rush for it.
I appreciate it, but I'm gonna
Did I send you my address? I don't remember what you were sending me.
Yeah, I got it, Roger. I got it. Your rod's already been mailed out. I tell you what, go stand at the mailbox every day till it gets there. It'll be in the mailbox. That 7'6" rod.
Especially on November 26th, you can stay out there all day long at the mailbox.
Is that our day?
Whatever. It's the Saturday after Thanksgiving. That's all I
know. J-Dog said he loved you so much he'd give you his heart, Roger. That wicked little heart, Lord have mercy.
It got a heart the size of 3 men's.
3 men's?
I was trying to think of the Grinch.
Men's.
Did I say minions?
Rado wants to know if there's a link for the rods, Freddie.
Oh.
Let him know when they're coming and talk about that thing.
Not yet, but it's been a popular discussion the past couple weeks, and I'm excited. We do have our Facebook page finally up and running, kind of, sort of. I think it's working. I tried to throw it together to get it going. It's FOA Customs and Gear on Facebook.
Yeah, you're official now.
Yeah, so we have an official, and we officially became, well, it's behind me now. I can't get it. We're an actual business. We got our LLC license through the state. We got our approval Monday, so we are an official LLC.
That just means you're screwed.
Well, no, that means if somebody wants to sue me, they can't sue me. They sue my business, which it ain't worth nothing, so they can't get anything.
Trust me, I got a business. Actually, it's my wife's business now, but I turned everything over to her. And my son, I'm trying to be retired as much as I can, but that just means Uncle Sam's just all in your business even more.
that part is true.
That's what I was talking about.
But luckily, I'm a one-man business, so I don't have any employees, so I don't have to get my EIN or any of that part of it. But
Your EIO.
yeah,
but
but I
your
still every
bosses,
quarter I've got to figure up my taxes and send them money every 3 months now going forward. So that's gonna be no
Yeah.
fun. But
Yep. Just
What?
just
Hey,
do taxes every quarter.
Stan, you still sound like a robot, bro.
I'm here. I'm
Yeah.
so
that's
what?
okay. I said
Is
you
that
still
better?
yeah, a little bit. It's hard to tell.
It has just been one of those nights.
Your audio sounds pretty good right now. I think we were just stepping on each other.
All right. Well, we were getting into fishing before, and we were talking about. I was bringing up the hours of daylight thing that that Epic was talking about on Palmetto Show, and been experiencing that here too. It was for about the past, I'm gonna say, 6 or so. You saw what happened when Stan 3 went out and tested the Freddie rods. 3 weeks, there was every top 3 fish probably in, say, the 100-pounder, couple 50s, some 30s, 40s. I caught the 62. But then, as it into September, and now it's coming, get a little bit deeper into September, they're not spots anymore. They have definitely started. I think that for right here in this area, doing that, they were kind of feeding up before that seasonal change, which they tend to do, and I started to make that move now. So they're going to be in different spots. Like for here, they end up moving a little bit deeper. They're going to be in a little bit different. It stabilizes out again. But I don't know if y'all are experiencing.
For us, the bite, the fish moved towards the dam. It continued to feed up heavily all the way through October. November, things start to change. That's going to make things difficult when it comes time for our river battle. But generally, that time of year, we could be set up on ledges that they're using to travel. So if you find yourself a creek or a shallow flat or somewhere where they're going to feed with a deep hole, deep area in between, and then you find a ledge in between those 2 points, you can intersect those fish and catch them traveling.
There you go.
Covering water in November is not as productive as it is right now. We will still suspend drift and try to find fish and be proactive, but for the most part, we will end up spot locking in areas that we anticipate fish to be continuously moving through and just pick up fish as the day goes on. But up until then, the dam is going to continue to get hotter and hotter for us all the way up until November. So we'll be focused mostly at the dam for quite a while now as more and bigger fish move in.
I couldn't tell you what my fish did. I hadn't been on the river in 2 weeks, and the 2 weeks prior to that, I was just mostly, like I say, so spotty hunting.
Yeah.
They're up towards the dam, but people that I'm fishing with, they couldn't hardly do the bumping at that time, so had several on the boat and stuff like that. But hopefully I'm going to get back out on the river next week and kind of figure it out.
What's up, Tom?
What's up, Tom?
And Roger, that was some great advice there. The ledges and the travel corridors, because that's it. I think you came right in on it. That's going to be, that's definitely a key area coming up here.
Yeah, it's just
LG 922 Crappie Barbecue. And I don't know if you saw that or not, but Super Smurf wants to start calling them the Pooh Bear rods. I was wondering when that was going to happen.
I'm sure people will call it that, but no, we've actually see, Roger, I am super legit. We already have tags made up for these rods with all the information on the back. Look, I even have real barcodes.
Look at you.
That is awesome. Stand 3 is going to be super. Go ahead. I just he's going to be super happy that the slogan's on there.
Yep.
Yeah.
But getting back to the time shift, you've got to figure out. I didn't really try to chase the bigger cats until August of last year. So last year was my really first fall/winter actually trying to learn the catfishing itself. The one thing I did notice is I have an app on my phone. It's called the Hunt Light or whatever it's called, and it gives you the timetable of when the deer are actually feeding, the sunset, sundial. And what I noticed last year is every one of these spikes, the deer feed every 8 hours, basically. Every one of those spikes on this app, I would catch fish. But when it was dipped down, I wouldn't catch fish. And the old wives' tale or the old tale around here in the South is if you're riding toward the lake, riding toward the river, and you pass a field that's got cows in it, if the cows are up feeding, the fish are biting. If the cows are laying, the fish ain't going to bite. Might as well turn around and go home. So to me, it's fell into that kind of that true so if the deer are up feeding, the fish were biting. And it's last fall and winter, it actually was almost spot on. Every one of the spikes that I went fishing, I caught fish. But every one of the lulls, I might catch one or two, but I didn't catch that consistent bite. So
that's a great point. Stand 3 has noticed that. That's one of the
my question is, when you went fishing and you caught them, how did the deer live down in that water like that on that? It's a hunting app, right?
It is. It worked.
It was deer you were catching when you were fishing.
No, I was catching catfish. Now, I ain't gonna say it. There was a couple times that I was on the river edge deer hunting, and I did have a couple rods off the bank.
See, I'm saying he's using a hunt app, and he's going to the river, and he's catching fish and not deer. I don't know.
Oh, geez, Daryl.
You multitasking. That's pretty smart. I grew up on Paint Creek here in Ohio, and I used to deer hunt along Paint Creek pretty hard when I was young. And I'd always tell myself I was going to do the same thing, but never end up doing it. Because
now you see a rod go down, you're sitting in a stand 20, 30 yards away, and then what do?
Yeah. We didn't have rod holders like we do now. You had a log and
or like I did. I bunged you 2 or 3 bungees around the tree with a rod. And just
that's what I was gonna say. When I was fishing when I was young and we camped out, I couldn't afford to lose a rod, so I would take my stringer. I'd take my stringer, and we usually had 2 or 3 strings, and I'd tie the butt of my rod to a bush over there that was in the rod holder. I ain't gonna be like Viking, lose 5 rods in 3 months or whatever it is. Like $500. I mean, hey, I ain't gonna lie, we were very, very poor, and a Zebco 33 was very dear to me. You didn't want to lose that. I don't care.
Got a lot
and that was the whole rod combo was $12.99 at the old Tasco, because there was no Walmart around when I was a boy. But you didn't want to lose your Tasco Zebco 33 because you was going to have to pick up a lot of bottles on the side of the road to go get you another Zebco 33.
Yeah, Crappy Barbecue says deer affected by barometric pressure also, and he's right. Yep. Some of you know now, but maybe a couple of you don't. But I used to deer hunt 3 times harder than I catfish. I mean, legit hunted hard.
Still do.
And
I got a week, 6 days, and bow season opens up. So,
well, with me I can't with my balance and stuff now. After all the stuff I've had go on, I can't get up in a tree, and I've hunted from a tree ever since I could deer hunt, and I just don't enjoy sitting on the ground. I know I could still kill deer from the ground, and a lot of people do it. But the problem for me is when you have to do it, it's not nearly as fun. I'm sitting on the ground. Yeah. I hear something. I'm like, man, I can't see. I want to be up in the air. I end up more frustrated, not enjoying myself. And even though, that's all in my head, I did it myself. It's still harder to, still hard to enjoy. So
90% of my time I'm on the ground. Out of a 3-month season, I maybe sit in my stand 6 times for the whole season.
The ground
I
line.
always
Yeah.
used a climber, so I'd climb 20, 25 feet high, and I would, man, I'd love it. I'd sit up there all day, just hang out, literally.
Was
Gee,
something about
I like that Uncle G.
there's something about 300 plus pounds and up in a tree that just doesn't match up. So I was 99% of the time hunting from the ground too.
Doesn't look natural, huh?
Yeah, no, you see somebody my size up in the tree, it just doesn't. Yeah. But a bunch of people out there, if anybody's got any questions, that's what we love doing. We got a G-Style came in. What's up, G-Style? And I don't know if y'all noticed, but G-Style, no matter what show he's on, he asks some great questions. Always got some great questions coming in from him. We got Catfish Viking out there.
Speaking of
Hey, what's up, buddy?
there he
We were
comes.
just talking about him.
Yeah, that's I
that's
see.
no reason rods, and boom, there he is. Well, he didn't throw his in the water, did he? Like Chadwick.
No, he.
You know, when we were at the
actually-
gathering, I heard a story about one launching off the
Oh, he's
bank.
off like 4 or 5 now. So Shad got mad and threw his rod in water. Well, I knew he was a baby. I knew he was childish.
G-Style. I believe in the rattling floats of Demon Dragons, whatever name brand you got. I use them all year long.
A 3-inch float with a line float with a rattle on it.
Yeah, whatever your preference is. I personally use them all the time. I feel if they work.
Well,
Stan looks like he's got something to say.
no, go ahead. I was letting you finish, and then I was gonna, I got some things going on, so finish.
While you're good, go ahead. Uh-oh.
Yeah, go, Stan, go.
I was gonna say, what we call them is Triple City Spooks, as the newest
Oh,
member,
God.
Triple City Angler Team. You can. That's code 2 stands 10. Oh, there we go. We lost everybody. But anyways,
Oh, man. Lord.
No, actually, I'm gonna get my hands on some of those. I'm actually working on an experiment right now, and I need some of their spooks to complete. Well, if they want to be part of the experiment. So I tried to order.
And
Yeah.
And there went Roger.
I know, blaming this side of the screen again.
Maybe if you switch.
Yeah, let's try this. Let's see if we do
Drop a
this
couple
here.
lines, see if it helps you.
yeah,
Yeah, there we
maybe.
go. I moved Roger over. Let's see.
Guys,
How
the
you doing,
Demon
Freddie?
Dragon. The Demon Dragon is the original, the number one seller out there. Y'all can holler this Tri-City BS all you want to. But the Demon Dragon's the first. They got the Brute, baby. The Brute is the deal. Chunky 20 to get you 20% off. Just saying.
Why do you got to use Chucky Cats? Why do you got to use Chucky Cats promo to get a discount?
Who you talking about? That's Chunky Chicken, dummy.
But getting back to that, I do agree. The big purpose, big reason behind that float, the Demon Dragons, the Spooks, the whatever you want to call them, or even just using the peg float, the oval float, whatever. The whole purpose of that is it lifts that bait up off the bottom. If you look at fish, catfish are no different. You get a big old catfish, a big old blue that's got that big belly on it. It's harder for them to go down to the bait than it is for them to hit straight at or up to the bait. So that's the biggest purpose. Yeah, and it's not just me. I mean, I would have a hard time too. I'd rather, but anyways, that's the biggest purpose, I think, is it puts the bait in the strike zone. It makes it a bit easier for the fish to attack the bait. That's my opinion. And then the rattle, hey, it's just like ringing the dinner bell. just draws something else to draw a little bit more attention to it, especially in the deeper waters where, the color light only penetrates down so far. So I'm not a big color person when it comes to water with those, but I think that the rattle does add a little something just as an attractor saying, hey.
Wait. Danny Stone is in chat.
Oh, here the link and see if we get the
He thought we was ignoring him.
Well, we did have that meeting about him, but I didn't really figure he'd figure it out. Hey, one other thing while we're talking about those also, and like I did say, and if you got a 3-inch, if you only put a 3-inch line float on there with some rattles on there, I say especially in the wintertime, the rattles with the floats, and I'll tell you why. The fish get more docile. I really believe that in the wintertime. So if you got something that, especially with flathead, I've said this many times, I really believe that rattle works more on a flathead than it does anything. Because if you ever watched a flathead feed, you've got to get that bait close to where they're at most of the time because they're using that camouflage. And I've seen video where that flathead laid there till you got that bait right on them, and before they hit it, and it was in tank that they were doing that with. And I really believe that rattle will aggravate, if nothing else, that flathead or that blue to cause them to hit more. That's just in their area. That's what they're protecting. And I'm not saying it's like a bass on the bed, but I really believe that in the wintertime, it's, to me, if you said, okay, you can only use a rattle and a float in either the winter or summer, I'd pick winter every single time.
And if you really want to get wild with it, you can go on Amazon and get some of these right here.
Well, I was going to bring that up, Freddie. That is something that we have made famous. That is the Freddie float, where we were using that. Stan 3 and I were using that right down from Freddie Point here on the James River. And I believe it was a couple 50s that we got on that. Or was it a 50 or a 60? I don't remember.
150 and 160, something like that. Yeah.
And next thing we know, Amazon was sold out of the Freddie floats. Just saying.
Yep, I'm actually working on a deal with a company to probably get those in-house as well. Just saying.
But Danny, we've got almost all the rivers represented here. The link is there if you wanted to come up. If anybody else has got any questions, feel free to drop them. Buck Williams says, catfish like crayfish, and the rattles make sound like crayfish do.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree. I think that the rattle, all bait fish, anything moving under the water makes a certain tick, makes a certain rattle. Bait fish have a certain vibration. Crayfish, all of them do. So yes, I think it does do that same thing.
That's a good question. For me personally, I think I said it's too shallow.
You're doing the Robotron again, Roger.
What?
Roger. I think he was going to say 10 feet was as deep as he did, but
Well, G-style for us here in the southeast, I'm speaking the Carolina area. For us suspended during the late fall, early winter, we're usually doing it in about 30 foot of water. We usually suspend our baits 30 to 35, maybe 40 foot. Any deeper, we don't suspend. Usually we drop those down to the bottom, and any shallower, we usually don't. It's that 30 to 40 foot seems to be the sweet spot, October through November for us here in the Carolinas anyway.
I really don't think if it's shallow, I've witnessed, I'm old school where I thought catfish in shallow water. So I've, fishing with Stan 3 and Dan from Green Machine. We've caught fish in like 3 foot of water suspended, and it's nuts. But y'all asked for it.
Dragging.
Both.
Really? That's impressive.
Hola, vatos!
Oh God, what the heck?
Oh, I got a migraine.
You got a
You're
headache
all
now, don't you?
accurate. And here he is.
Hey, if I can give you a headache, I've accomplished something today.
I've got a migraine.
I love it.
I got a migraine size of Texas.
I love it.
Oh Lord, getting close to Alaska. Yeah, see it.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm in Kentucky, buddy. Don't be messing with me.
Oh,
Is how they dress in Kentucky? They wear a straw hat and the. Hey, you got the has life, baby.
is it
Get
cold?
some. You know what? You over here? You gotta get the back and get some sweet dog eggs.
Danny wants some roses.
I had to go take a couple shots. I saw Danny come up, so I had to make sure I was ready.
Hey, two pistol Pete.
Oh
And-
my God,
Am I getting on your nerves yet, Daryl?
man! When I heard your voice, my nerves was got on. Like
I love life, brother.
that's like fingers on a chalkboard to hear you.
We all should be buddies right now, Daryl, though, because Daryl, aren't you facing off against Stan in round one, and Danny's facing off against who his mentor seems to be since he's wearing his clothing. I'm
I
just
don't
saying.
know. Are we supposed to?
Hey,
are we
man.
supposed to be vote against
Get-
vote? I don't know.
See,
We
you
gotta
know,
be voting against.
no. I ain't
Shut up,
like that.
Danny,
I
I'm
can
talking.
against somebody without hating on them.
Shut up, Danny. I'm talking.
Daryl
I'm
holds
wondering the
grudges.
same thing, Jeremy.
I ain't got the dogs, man.
Daryl just mean.
That's right.
Creole, the link is there if you want to pop up. It's up there.
Hell,
The link is right up there.
We
Oh, well.
need somebody, some Potomac city to come in.
Yeah, they got the link. Taz was in here before. Is he live on the old Tiki Taki tonight?
I don't know if he is or not.
I ain't checked TikTok.
Tiki talk.
Oh, man.
what?
That's a scary. You know what? Only a mother could love that right there. Look at that. Only
Hey,
a mother could love
Look
that.
here. Because of you, there's people sharing my picture all over the world. There ain't no such thing as bad publicity.
Right there is why,
I bet
right there is why you shouldn't do meth. He's gone.
All right. We got to
You
go
know,
back.
me-
We're
me
coming
and
back to
Danny-
Uncle Lou. Uncle Lou hat's coming back.
Me and Danny
There
have
we
never
go.
been on a live together. Do you know that, Danny? I don't think we've ever been on a live together.
Well,
Oh,
I
boy.
think there's a law against it.
So I'm not sure. I'm not sure the people can handle this.
I know there's several states that forbid it.
It's outlawed in Georgia.
Guaranteed.
Oh my God.
You know,
Hey,
hey,
Lucky-
I want you to look at Rogers had the same look on his face for like the last 4.5
Well,
minutes.
look, you know,
What the
he
crap
froze.
happened? He froze.
Oh, yeah.
He's stunned.
You know what he was thinking when he froze? How in the world did I get here?
What did I do?
Yeah.
He
What
got
did I do?
Stan. We got to talk about this, man. You can't be doing that.
All right, Danny,
What-
what do you want to say to the Potomac crew? Here, talk to Ernie. Tell Ernie.
Oh man, no,
how you
I ain't
feel.
hating on nobody. I ain't like that.
Tell Ernie how you
Danny
feel.
don't do the smack talking crap. We just go out there and we fish and let the chips fall where they may. Okay? I know I'm going to give you everything I got, brother. And if the river don't give me nothing, then I ain't got nothing for you. You're only
Yeah,
as good as the river, what the river gives you. I'm going to tell you that.
You better
You
get
can
the only
talk all
crew.
the crap you want.
You better get the only crew member you got that can catch fish up here's Creole. You better bring him in here. He's the only hope.
Hey, man, I always got my ace in the hole, brother.
What'd you?
You know-
You're what? You're what?
You heard what I said. Don't go chicken deaf on me. I know chickens are hard of hearing.
Well, we don't
Okay.
need to go check up on him, Danny, but you might need to go check up on him, make sure those fit right.
What's that? Real
Goodness.
fit.
He's out in chat right now, so there we
I
go.
know
There
y'all didn't do that.
Oh,
Oh, man.
Hey, y'all want to poke the bear? You go right on ahead. You poke that bear. I promise you. That's a bear you don't want to poke.
Mark says Ernie looks like he's having digestive problems.
No, in all seriousness, guys, I love the way this worked out. I think the matchups, the way they came out, it's going to be great all the way around. Without a doubt.
Y'all cheated. You knew full well you couldn't beat the Tennessee River or the James River, so you paired them up. Don't even start.
I
I was wondering that same. Daryl, we don't agree on a lot of things, but I'm right there with you on this. Wait a minute. The Tennessee is fishing James River to round one. Wait a minute. That's the final round match in there. What's going on here?
Hey, you know what? Here's the deal. There's like, we might have a chance if we face one of them, but there's no way on God's green earth we're going to beat the James and the Tennessee River. So let's pair them up together. That way, one of them will knock the other one out in the first round, and we stand a chance.
Oh my gosh! Look at it. He's trying to find a counter plan. He's trying to find. Let me tell you something. All you little tributaries of the Mississippi. That's right. I said it. All you little tributaries of the Mississippi.
The Tennessee compound.
The Mississippi
system.
is your mother, son. All you guys come crying to her. That's why you all run to the Mississippi, because you're a bunch of crybabies. There, you want some smack talk? You got it.
Well, the Mississippi, the mother must be barren because it's been 2 months. It was 2 months before you caught a darn fish off of the mother.
That tells me right there that you don't watch my channel, son. Because last Saturday I got a 28-pound flathead, a 21-pound blue, another blue. Then Monday I laid the smack down on 3 25-pounders. So hey, start turning YouTube on and watching somebody beside yourself.
Take a breath, baby. Take a breath.
You know,
I said, until just recently, it had been 2 months. So you got to listen. Put your hearing aids in, Danny. Danny, get your hearing aids. I said until recently, it had been 2 months before you had caught a fish. So Mother River must be barren.
No, she just has her spells where she goes, you know what? We're going to take a break and then let these fish get a little bit bigger, and then we're going to let you start biting on them again. See, the babies, we let them swim by. You got to take a break and let the babies swim by. They come by us and they swim up in the like Tennessee River and stuff like that. We got to let them pass. So we let them go through.
You better hope she's not taking a break when you're fishing in that tournament.
That's what I said. You never know. Hey, you can only get what the river will give you. You're only as good as what the water will allow you to be.
We've got some great going on out there. Uncle Jeep says, poke the bear. Don't poke the Pooh Bear.
Don't poke the Pooh Bear.
Creole, and I've beaten people on every at least once already. Let's see. Catfishing Crappie says, you have a channel, Danny?
I know it. Well, you know, Daryl just watches himself, so he don't know what anybody else is doing. He just watches his own videos over and over every day, and you know he's got them on loop, and he sits in his house watching himself all day long, every day. So he has really no clue what anybody else is doing anyway.
You got to get hours somehow.
Yep.
Well, I had to pop this one up there, Roger. It does seem there is at least one person supporting Ohio out there.
Yay!
He says, love y'all, Ohio coming out on top.
Ohio's not making it past the Mini Cooper. I'm just telling you right now.
Where's the Potomac's? All I know, they're hiding in the corner with the tails between their legs somewhere.
Freddie, you want to see?
Man, you guys better watch it now.
There was.
You know what? You don't know where a rattlesnake's at until it jumps up and bites you.
I did. You missed.
G-Style. This one?
Yep, that one right
Yeah,
there.
here we go. We back to fishing.
Back to fishing.
Okay, back to fishing again.
Winter
fishing.
Danny, you know nothing about this. Y'all go ahead.
What do you have on the boat to keep you warm? Whiskey. I mean, don't really have anything on the boat here. I know a lot of people use a buddy heater.
Yep.
We're thinking of trying to. We got since we've got the deep V bottom. It's a wider boat, and we've got a bimini. Of making a sort of enclosure to kind of just keep out of the rain and sleet and freezing rain and that kind of stuff a little bit. But that's us.
I run a Mr. heater. I put it on a 20-gallon propane tank.
Yep.
I run it's got double burner on it. If I need both, I can light them both up. If 90% of the time I can get away with just hooking up one. But we just keep the heater there, help keep your hands warmed up if it gets that cold. We've got little buddy heaters too. They do okay, but those big ones, man, if you got for it, they're worth it.
I got a Woody on mine in the winter that keeps me warm.
We don't need to know
He
that.
snuggles with him.
That's my fishing partner, guys. What was y'all thinking?
I knew what you was talking about.
That's what I said. We don't.
Me and Woody snuggle on our boat. We snuggle.
Hey, Dave. Well,
Says, hey, go ahead.
I'm on the bank, so I mean, short of building a fire, there's only one way I can keep warm. And that's just keep catching fish. And when you're moving a lot, you keep warm by moving a lot, by reeling them in, throwing them out, and reeling them in. So you just got to keep moving to stay warm. And it's usually not a problem. You just keep reeling in fish and stay warm.
I guess he was part of the box.
When they'll fit in one hand like this, Danny, it's okay. You
Yeah.
catch all them you want.
No, really, I wear coveralls, of course, and I wear like the coverall, bib coveralls, and then a jacket where I can take it off if it gets warmed up here and there. We just don't get so cold down here in the south that you guys do up north. But I also have a heater that I can put on a boat if I want to. But
invest in good gear. If you're going to spend time out in the elements, invest in good gear. That's
this is a rare occasion. I'm going to agree with Daryl. What I do, honestly, is I layer up. Because here's the thing, guys, if you get out there and you start getting too hot, you can take layers off, okay, and put them back on. But the best thing to do on the bank where I'm at, if you don't have a heat source, just layer up, make sure you got a good pair of thermal gloves, keep your hands and feet dry. That's key right there. If you get your feet wet, you're freaking done in the wintertime. You might as well go to the truck and go to the house. Because once my feet get wet, I'm done.
And another good question by G. How does everybody hook their big brim?
if I'm in current, I'm hooked
Through the back.
only through.
You're freezing again, Roger.
Roger's froze up.
Yeah, he's froze.
Y'all done hurt
Daryl?
since he left.
Daryl, since you're the big bluegill person, how do you hook yours?
If I'm fishing with live, most of the time I don't fish with live, but if I am, I fish right behind the dorsal fin usually, where they can swim. But most of the time I generally do lip fish with one live bait and the rest of them cut bait, just because I've just not had as good luck on the Tennessee River with live bluegill as I do cut bait, cutting it up.
Roger, are you back yet?
Oh, ain't it?
He's
go
done.
back.
Come here,
I
little fella.
want to fish with one that small.
It's a live one. It's right out my bait tank, so I'll make it quick. So
Show
generally,
him,
I'll
Freddie.
hook right behind here.
Yeah.
Yep. That's
Or
it.
a lot of times, if I got a little bit of current, I'll actually go through the bottom lip.
There you
come
go.
right through one of the nostrils, and it'll be basically hooked like that, where they can still free swim. Let me go get him back in the
You
tank.
did you go through both lips?
So
Put it
Freddie,
back, Freddie. It's gonna die.
my
They
question,
don't die that fast.
my question is
Save
he
the
gonna
bait.
keep that, or is he gonna keep that little brim in that live bait for a year till it grows up big enough? To fish with?
I fish mostly in current, so that's what I normally do too, is either through the nose so that it swims straight in the current. That's both.
I'll go through both lips, Roger. I know you asked. I think you said that, but I'll go through the bottom and then out one of the nostrils, because they're using their gills to breathe for the most part. Their mouths, will gulp in, but they still can just open and close their gills. That's just me.
But I don't know if you heard, but I was asking, are you going to keep that till next year where it grows up big enough to use for bait?
That's for my channel cats.
Oh,
Hey, channel cats love bluegills, man, especially that size.
Mm-hmm.
and that's so weird. that's so weird that you say that, because I don't like skipjack as much as bluegill, just because my channel cats just beat skipjack all to pieces that where I fish at, and they won't hit the bluegill half as much as they will the skipjack. So that's weird.
I believe channel cats eat more bluegills and waters than flatheads do.
I can prove it to you on Tennessee. That's why I hate skipjack. I mean, I'll get just them little channel cats just boop, 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 boop on skipjack. I don't hate skipjack, but I like bluegill way better.
Daryl's a fish hater.
I just hate you, boy. I hate you. I don't like
Uncle
Fish
G
hater.
I'm hating you.
says we like Danny Stone's way of getting a 45 ACP.
There you go.
And Uncle Jeep also said that he likes Roger's way of keeping warm, better cheddars.
Hey, there is some little bit of truth behind that.
Better cheddars.
When you put something warm in your stomach when you're out there on a cold day, it will warm you up. It'll re-energize you. You'd be surprised.
Plus, he's over there. He's slaving over a hot stove cooking for everybody. So how's he got a chance to get cold?
Well, Danny he don't cook for everybody. We'll just make that clear.
You know what? I'm going to just agree with you, but I'm not going to elaborate.
I have fished with Roger, and I have had the hot better cheddars. And not only did he cook for it, actually served it up on. It was an amazing experience. It was awesome.
That's right.
Well, I'm going to say that I have fished with Roger, and I hurt his feelings because he asked if I wanted to bring his grill, and I didn't realize how big of a legend the better cheddars was. And I was like, no, don't bring your grill. We probably won't have room on the boat for it. But now, since I've really got to know him, I feel like I missed out on the experience.
You did.
Yep,
You did.
You did.
And I hurt his feelings. And I want to take this time right now to say to Roger, I'm sorry. And I wish I'd have got some better cheddars.
Oh my God, Daryl! You know how many times you told on yourself tonight that because everybody knows about Roger and better cheddars, and you didn't know.
You know what I thought that? I thought it was them little round chips that you beat out of a box. I didn't realize that he was.
Daryl doesn't watch my channel.
Oh my gosh, man! Put the chicken head on because there's no help for you right now.
Hey, I watch the Muskrat Show to learn. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what they call that, but I have attention span when it comes to watching live fish. I watch more than I used to.
What to call it?
I watch way more than I used to, but I can't sit still for an hour waiting on somebody to catch a fish.
Yeah, I got a grandkid just like that. We keep him in the basement.
Well, my mama used to tell us some stuff to scare us. She used to tell us, don't go in the attic. That's where my wild sister is. We'd just take a plate up to her every night. We were scared to death.
When you got Daryl and Woody and Russ on the boat, Daryl's the one that's always going, "Hey, you guys!"
Creole's on the right track here. He says, "Put your boots on."
Hey, I sit here and publicly announced that I was sorry that I did not have Roger bring his grill and his better cheddars, that I was ashamed of myself that I was so ignorant to not know the legendary better cheddar man.
Well, I'll tell you this, Roger, if I'm ever on your boat, you bring the grill, I'll buy the better cheddars, brother. You're cooking them, though.
Dale Hayslip saying Roger's plumb full of good information on catching catfish. That's right.
Absolutely.
I agree. I agree. And
922, Stan 922 said he usually clips the tail off and hooks through the lips. I agree with that. Now, what I do if I'm going to hook them through the lips, a lot of times, especially if they're fresh, like I just caught them bluegill, I'll take that last inch right before the tail and actually fillet one side off. So they basically just squirting a little bit of blood, a little bit of blood out, and it makes them erratic more. So if you haven't tried that 922, give that a go. And then you don't have to cut both sides. I just usually take about that last little inch right before tail and cut one side.
Yep.
That's a
Looks
great
like a bite
tip.
taken out of it.
I've learned. Listen, I've learned from. That's one of the things that I learned from Roger is when he makes the flapper rig, and a lot of times I'll use the flapper rig if there's a lot of heavy current. I have a hard time keeping live bluegills alive on a hook.
Yeah.
Okay, like you hook them through the head and stuff, you throw them out there, and that current will just beat them to death, and they're dead in no time. And then you just got this bait out there, but it's not really putting out you want to put out the maximum amount of scent for the time you got that bait in the water. And that's one of the things I did learn from Rogers, how to make the flapper rig, and it's really effective in my water. I mean, Freddie, what you're talking about works in calmer, slower water, in my opinion. But in faster water, you go with the flapper rig like Roger makes. That works for me in our fast water.
Hey, real quick, we'll say hi to Dan Green Machines in the house. So what's up, Dan?
Oh, we got professional fishermen here now. I need to get out the way.
And Thomas, we're just trying to make Stan happy tonight. Had some bad news come through earlier or a little bit ago, but so we want to make this cheerful to help get Stan's frown. Turn that frown of Stan's upside down and put it back a smile for a little while.
And it worked. For those that don't know, what Freddie's talking there, we received some really bad news as the show was starting. I got a phone call. I'm sure everybody out there knows Jay Foxhunter. He's been dealing with lung cancer and some other really serious ways. He passed there this evening.
Wait. I just got in here. What?
He passed away, Jay Fox, earlier p.m. this evening. Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah. So yeah.
And
Stan asked if a couple of us could come in and kind of help him get through the show. A lot of us didn't know Jay Fox right off the bat, but a lot of us got to meet him and hang out with him and the wife at CatCon and truly grew bonds with him. And so, yeah, it is devastating news. And as you see, Danny's just finding out. When Stan told us earlier, I tried to jump right into the show, but I had to take a minute myself. So if you haven't heard, that's one of the bad news is that, unfortunately things happen, life happens, pray for his wife and their family to get through it. It's going to be a tough time, but so pray for them tonight and keep them in your thoughts and prayers for the next couple weeks, couple months, because it's going to be a long process for them to find some peace for their family to move on. But so that's where we're at. So we're here to cheer Stan up, cheer Danny up, and think about the good times.
Yeah, that's why I jumped on also, because I found out about that, and I said, hang on, let me get on with you here in a minute and do the same thing. So
Danny also got to meet them at con also. That's right. Frio said he was ex-supporter of all of us out there, always in the lives, commenting on the videos. That's right.
Yeah. He was a very big part of the community
for a while, for a long time now. And
yeah.
His when I was speaking with Maria, was just said blessed that they got to know everybody here in the community and be a part of it. So as a bright note on that, we all of us out here together made during some trying times that he used to kind of see through.
Hey guys, I'm gonna hop down. I need a little time to process this. Okay.
Yeah, but
sorry, Danny. I thought you'd heard earlier.
No, man. I've been on Kentucky Dam all day long, skipjacking, and I came back to the camper and turned you on. I had no idea. I'm gonna hop down. All right.
all right,
Hey,
bud.
love you guys.
Frio said we're gonna fish in his honor tomorrow night, Danny.
All right, I'll be there.
Doing the same thing. We'll be doing things.
All right. I'm gonna hop down, guys.
Yep.
James.
So and that just shows you how much love is in this community. Somebody that you may not talk to but once or twice, but they're in the chats constantly hanging out with you.
Mhm.
Just for that makes such an impact on each and every one of us. Like I said, I did my tearing up right before I got on. I was like, nope, I got to keep solid. Let's cheer, stand up, keep it rolling. Because if you would have gotten to know him a little more, that's what Jay Fox would have wanted you to do. He would have wanted you to think about the good stuff, move on, and keep it positive and keep pushing.
And there's James diagnosed with cancer. Well, we definitely be praying for you, brother.
Yes, sir. Yeah, as many of we talked about early in the show. All of us on panel have had health conditions and just personal life stuff that happens because we're all humans.
Yep.
No matter how big your channel is, you're still a human. Physical ailments that's going to interrupt your routines. The same as every single person here. And it's just a part of life. And, the support system that you grow throughout your existence is what you need each time for
That's great here. They caught that early, James. After you're breaking up pretty bad in there. But
I figured.
Roger, you turn from a human to a robot, so you're not human. You are a robot. So
he is robotic.
Oh.
And he froze again. Hey, swapping us around didn't help one bit, did it?
No, I tried it.
Now put Freddie back over here on the good side. I'm missing him.
Here, we switch again. Maybe that'll stop it back.
There we go. See, now the good guys
at
are
least
over
the
here.
good guys are on one side now.
That's right, baby.
Fish and Crappie said Jay Fox was super generous. Jay Fox won a trip from SK and gave it to him one night. Mark was blown away.
Wow, that's awesome.
I think I remember that.
No problem, Danny. We know we didn't know you didn't know before coming in. So take all the time you need, bud.
And there just goes to show more of Roger's point. Whisker Dream says his 34-year-old a battle of cancer at his age.
Yeah, I was 44 when I received the bad news of having cancer, and it's a tough pill to swallow, especially when you're not expecting it, guys. I mean, it is. I did not have any idea that was what was wrong with me, but the good Lord helped me through it. You just got to get you a good support. I had lots of people support me, and the good Lord saw me through it. I was a miracle. I mean, that's all, you can ask my cancer doctor. You never know who's going to pull through it because he hadn't seen anybody that had cancer as bad as I did. Sent me to MD Anderson. He said, I've never seen somebody that had cancer as bad as you do and was still alive. Sent me to MD Anderson. And hey, I made it through it. So it can happen whenever everything looks its darkest. There's always that little bitty light right there at the end of the tunnel. Always look for that light. For sure.
Amen for that.
Just remember,
Thank God, Daryl.
Like Eric B says, with God, all things are possible. And you look at it in a negative and a positive. Like my dad passed away 2 years ago now. It was his time. God called him home. I'm not a super religious man, but when it's your time, God needs you. He pulls the plug and says, "Come on home." And the way I've been brought up was never look at the bad parts, never look at the sadness. Try to turn it into the light and remember the good stuff because they're still here. Whether they're not physically here, they're still around us each and every day. So they're still with you when they're gone.
I'm ready to go, and if he calls me out, I just made it a step up. Way I look at it, that's just the way it is.
Absolutely.
There's Eric B. Eric B has Bible study every Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. if you want to check that out, good place to go. It's hashtag DTFP DFTP. Don't forget to pray. So definitely 2 p.m. Sunday afternoons on Eric B's channel. They have a great there. If you're prayer, just want to hang out, they do a great. We got Palmetto Cats in the house. How's it going, Kevin? And and that's why when you hear Palmetto pray us out all the time, he prays for everybody out there in the community, because you never know what the next person is. You never know what they're going through. So,
yeah, I was very blessed. I got I've had 3 brain tumor surgeries. I had a tumor through my left behind my left ear, and it basically grew through my skull and up by my brain. And luckily for me, it grew it snaked up my skull and traced between my skull and my brain. And they said that they had never seen that before. It normally hooks into the brain, and it'll leave permanent damage, if not kill you. And mine did not. Mine stayed in between the brain and the skull plate, and took 3 tries, but they were able to go in and get it all out, I think.
Hey, I think sometimes God leaves us here as a testimony. No, I don't think that. I know that. I know God left me here as a testimony because, to be where I was at, and doctors say that he's never seen nobody like as bad as me, and he had been in the business for 40 years. So, yeah, God leaves us for a testimony, for people can see that he is good. He can heal. People say, "Well, where's the miracles that was in the Bible?" I'm one of them, baby. I'm one of them. He let me live to be able to testify that I was on my deathbed, and let me live to where I can testify and let people know he is real also. So, and if that makes people uncomfortable, I'm sorry. He's real, and I know it.
And there's day coming up. I happened to find YouTube and on YouTube and meeting the great community out there, and just changed my life, turned things around. So never know. Max says he's blessed to still be here after his stroke, and not only be here, Max out there fishing hard. He's taking a little break right now, but he's out there fishing hard every single weekend. He's been one of the big people out there. I can't thank him enough for what he's done for Stand Day out there on Sunday mornings with us. Terry saying, "Ain't."
No. So,
Hey, there's my good friend Tyler. Tyler goes fishing. He fishes in the Richmond, Virginia area here. Then this year getting into some catfishing.
Roger said his router reset on him.
yeah. Come on back. Hey, we got to talk about this. What would I say? How they did us on pairing the Potomac or the James River and the Tennessee River, get more in depth on this little controversy they did with us there.
They put it on the wheel, fellas. I was there. Unfortunately, I was there. The wheel went through the thing, and it just fell the way it fell. And, to be honest, you got to look at the matchups, and they're all perfect first-round matchups.
I prefer to believe my thoughts. I prefer to believe that it was a fix. It was a fix from the word go. That how many times in the circus they got caught for fixing that dang wheel they spun, and got that little break on the back of it. They step on it with foot where it hits on void. Well, Tennessee River and the James River was the void spot. We got hit. They's like, watch this, boys. We're gonna let them get hit on it.
Look how it fell in. You got the little bitty Cooper versus the little bitty Ohio. You got the Tennessee Compound versus the James, and then you got the mighty Mississippi against the powerful Potomac.
Conspiracy.
Don't understand Admitted he don't watch my show. He apparently doesn't watch Jack. He does who damn show.
I think what he's saying is Daryl watches Friday nights, and that's about it.
Oh, Stan lets me come up on this panel because we know we there's conspiracy. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, they claim, and look, I can go back and snapshot. No, I can't. There's too many crazy other crap going on. But I started saying I could go back and snapshot where there was a sketchy area. I guess y'all would probably call that the gray area of, hey, what are you doing on your show tonight? Deal. Nothing said, okay, then we'll let's everybody tune in to the bait shop. We're going to spin the wheel. No, is that in there? Absolutely not. There's, hey, what are you doing on the bait shop? Let's talk about it on the bait shop. It was
spontaneous.
It was spontaneous.
Is that a leader for you? Is that a leader? What kind of leader goes out there and leaves? Hold on, now,
it's his tournament.
This is my second. This is my second, Mr. Conspiracy Theorist.
Well, let me go get me a drink while you do that.
Yeah. You better get a stout one because I got this all figured out, baby. I'm here and I got it. So here it is. It was spontaneous. What kind of leader takes 3 or 4 of his crew into this thing and doesn't tell his whole crew, hey guys, we've decided we're going to go on to the bait shop tonight and spin the wheel? But no.
What makes the difference if you got to watch? You can go back and watch it right now.
It's a conspiracy theory. They had it all worked up. It's like the carnival, man. It's like the carnival. Nobody knocked all the judges over. Nobody knocked.
I knew which spot was going to hit and which time. That's what it was.
Nobody knocks all the judges over. Nobody gets 3 in the basketball hoop. The last one always bounces off, baby.
I like the matchup. Cooper's about the only one I think is a fair fight.
He wouldn't like the matchup had he not known anything about it, which he didn't see it. Be honest, Roger, you wasn't there and saw it either, did you?
I was there. I saw it.
Now I thought in the beginning, I gotta go back and look at some text from me and you. I didn't think you were there
for the drawing,
for the spin of the wheel.
Yeah, I was there.
Okay.
I was in
but anyway, he might not have thought he was that he liked the matchups if he'd been matched up with the mighty James River or the Tennessee River. He might have went, whoa, conspiracy theory.
I think the James and the Tennessee are both making it through to the second round anyhow, because I think that's going to be, I think some of the biggest stringers are going to come from there. But you never know. You never know.
Y'all just hang on out there and chat and watch. Y'all just hang up out there and watch it. The James River and the mighty Tennessee Rivers are going to pair up against each other 2 times. 2 times. I said it. 2 times, baby. 2 times. You like that one? That could have worked out no better, could it?
That worked out perfect.
Do it with me. 2 times, baby. 2 times.
And we've had some other people come in. John, Oiler Outdoorsman's out there. Mike Irvin, Annette Morgan. Crappy Day Fish, I'm still here with us. And let's.
So I got a question for all 3 of you that are up here. Do all of your rods have have hook holders?
Have what?
Do all of your rods have the hook holders?
Yes.
On them?
Yes.
I don't like where they're at. I don't like where they're at though. I'd rather be able to put it where I like it.
Oh,
I don't use them on my rods because I use rod covers because I put them all in my rod holder in my little bin on my boat. So I put my covers on, and if you use them hooks, you're gonna get bad shape one day when you're sliding your hand down there putting that rod cover on, and that hook gets you. I actually hook mine in the bottom of my bait casters.
I put double hook rigs in my sleeves and slide them down there, no problem.
Oh,
am I freezing up?
Yeah.
No, you're good.
No, you're
But
actually
You were
good.
totally
Okay.
clear that.
Okay. But
But the reason I ask is
Roger's special.
That's been said.
Hold on,
What is the? Tell us
Freddie.
what this is.
It looks like a zipper.
well, it kind of is, but these are actually hook holders for your rods.
Oh
There's
yeah.
a small, a medium, and a large. And what it does is here, I'll pull the large off. Is you sit it on your rod just like so, and you got an O-ring. You hook the O-ring around this eye.
You get that out there.
It wraps around the back, and then it goes around this side. So basically, it's wrapped around your rod like that. So you can take a regular hook and hook it down here, or you can take a treble hook and hook the treble hook there, and keep it off your rod.
Well,
Those should be getting posted on the FOA custom site here in the next couple of weeks, and we're going to offer the small, the medium, and the large, and then we'll do a multi-pack with what we're looking at is probably doing a 6-pack of small, a 6-pack of medium, or a 6-pack of large, or a 2-pack of all three of them combined with O-rings. Here in the next couple of weeks, we'll post that on the FOA site and get our first item out there for sale.
yay.
Well, look there, and I guess with that you can actually put your exactly where you want it.
Yeah, you can.
So have
Guys,
you had any experience trying these out in like wet conditions or anything? I'm thinking that the hook will slide up the rod at some point because it goes from fatter to thinner as it goes up.
Well, that's why it's got O-rings, Roger. The O-rings are rubber and they kind of stick to the rod.
Yeah, Roger. Oh,
But
I'll be back.
Danny
man.
Stone.
Well, yes, I have actually have them on my FOA rods because the FOA rods, because they're so short, don't have a hook holder because the upper handle's so short. If you were to put a hook holder on the FOA rod and grab it above it, you're going to be gouging that little piece of metal in your hand while you're trying to fight a fish. So those will be with every FOA order. But again, it'll just sit there, and I got a rubber band in my hand instead of the O-ring, but same concept. Let me grab it. I'll put it on here and show you what it does, just to give you some concept of what it does. So that's it actually on a rod.
I got you.
So
Danny pointed out that the guy selling these also has Band-Aids on his fingers.
that's from installing my boat motor. Has nothing to do with those. Yeah, I about grinding my fingertip off. I'm just saying.
Oh. And there we go. Redneck Outdoors saying his test came back and don't have cancer, that they sussed him again.
There you go, man.
That's awesome. Well, does anybody else have any questions out there? Been up 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Is it 2 hours and 15 minutes?
Yeah, I was going to say 2 hours and 22 minutes, but it's a little too. I couldn't get away with it. It's a little too.
I got 2:06 on my screen.
Oh, that's right. I was never right on time, was I?
Yeah, I need to let it air out anyway. Nurse Nina bandaged me up before she went to work, so it only went through.
Nice.
It only went through the nail and into the skin about halfway through.
Oh yeah, that looks clean.
Yeah, well, I've got a nurse for a while. She cleaned it up really well. And she'll probably fuss at me when she gets home since I got the Band-Aid off of it right now.
And I try to test these things out whenever somebody comes to visit. Roger with the better cheddars. Hey.
Something.
And, Nina came, and I knew Nina was a nurse. So the first night they were here, I had to go to the forest and that empty 5-gallon bucket cracked my rib, but I 5-gallon bucket. But Nina did a great job making sure I was okay.
Good deal.
Super Smurf is saying, you notice what fish?
Yeah, and it's right, like Danny said, it's right in one of the worst
Mm.
spots. Hmm.
I don't know if there's a good spot to cut your fingers.
No, and the bad thing is, I had a big old deep knife wound from on the other side of it. It just healed, so it's that finger that always seems to get jacked up.
922, you are right. Says I one time when I am on, if somebody's picking me up, coming to pick me up to go fishing, I'm at the end of the driveway, backpack on, one hand, ready to go.
I'm telling you what, I got a video still somewhere of that. We pulled on to Stan Street to pick him up to go fishing. And we pulled on the street and we was trying to figure out which house is going to be Stan. He's like, he's standing there like his gear, his bag's sitting next to the side of the road, and he's standing there holding his rods with his thumb out. Like, hey, I bet that's him. I think that's our guy.
Hey, team snagging
Yeah.
whiskey in the house. How's it going? Good to see
You
you.
guys doing any? They're out on the water too. Are you guys doing any good? I was over there watching their live before I come over here. I seen my brother Stan needed a hand, so I jumped on here to help him out. Stan, I'm so disappointed this weekend. I don't know where the communication fell short, but
Yes.
I was glad you guys were safe, but I was disappointed you didn't make it.
Yes, me also.
My hair.
And what Roger is, hello. What Roger is talking about, for those that didn't get to see it, was tournament. Oh, he froze. There, he's back.
I don't know what's
Bob
going
was
on.
the only one that was on fire that day, from what I saw. Right?
Bobcat caught 3 fish. Actually, Bob caught 2 and Anthony caught 1. So they only caught 3 fish.
They were nice
Freddie-
ones, though.
Freddie and Chris backing up the numbers left and right. Dan or Freddie, you guys ended up with like 15 or 16. Oh, was it 14?
14 on the live. Remember, we did catch the one before it, and then I caught the one after
Okay.
the end of the time. So 16 total.
Caught 16 fish. They weren't the size they needed, and they were catching shellcracker the whole, like, they never stopped catching fish. And so I was really impressed. Freddie and them, they, with no electronics, never been on the water before, they used their maps and avionics and whatever, and they picked an area that they thought would hold fish. They went there, and there were fish there. They just weren't the size that he needed, but he definitely found an area that was favorable for catfish and caught a lot of catfish. They just weren't the size he needed. So I was impressed. Chris from El Gato, those guys started out anchored up in the shallow stump field. Didn't get any action there, and then started to drag baits. They kind of drug through a couple areas that were loaded with fish, and when they hit those pockets, they were catching fish on left and right. So they racked up quite a few. Is our time up?
Yeah. All right, John. Be careful out there. Good luck to you, John Euler, saying hooking up the pontoon now, getting ready to hit the water. Say hello to Kimberly for us.
Absolutely, John. Be safe out there. I've got to get up and fish with John here soon. I'm having withdrawals from the bay. Who else? Snake River had a really good day on the river.
PB Flathead.
Dude, I gave him like the Mad Dog Award for, he was 3 hours behind on time zone. He was on the water like 3:30. We were on a group chat, and he was like, I'm ready to go. Let's get it on. I'm like, holy cow. Got his car stuck in the mud trying to get to his location. Was fishing like massive grass, just wads of grass coming. He's bringing up like Loch Ness monsters when he was bringing his rods in. But stuck it out, managed to catch a PB flathead at 25.11 pounds, and at fish for flatheads, to be honest. I think he ended up with 37.7 pounds, if I'm not mistaken. But Then Bobcat ended up with a 44 and a 49 and a 6. And they ended up with exactly 100.4 pounds for their day one total. So I mentioned it before, the folks that didn't get to make it on day one, unfortunately, there were several. They are still in the tournament. If they want to try to get in on day 2 and 3 and see if they can catch up, they're more than welcome. You never know. Bobcat may end up, either not be able to fish that day, something crazy could happen, or just not find the fish, just not get the fish that he needs. So it's still anybody's ball game with 2 days left to compete.
In November. So
what's that?
I said, especially going into the next 2 months.
Yep. So the next day is October 1st for the second installment of the So You Think You Can Fish. We changed it partway through the show to Do You Think You Can Make It? I'm teasing, brother. I'm teasing. I don't know what you had going on, but I'm assuming it had to be important if you weren't there. So it's none of my business. I was glad you were safe. I didn't realize.
I messaged somebody out there. Please tell me who it was that I messaged that said, I think I'm this week. And they're probably like, the hell is this guy talking about?
Yeah, because the morning of the tournament, I'm like, yeah, because Stan 3 was in chat with me just a few days before. We were on somebody's show, and I said, hey, are you guys ready for this weekend? Just kind of put a feeler out there, make sure you guys were still planning on going. He's like, yeah, we're going to do our best. I'm like, okay, well, they're still in. But no, it's all good. I mean, different people had to, different things come up. And that's the bad thing about planning something so far in advance is when it finally comes time, there's a lot of things, time for things to go wrong.
I know even stand day, it's I know even with doing stand day from Friday night to Sunday morning, there's things that come up and people not being able to make it. But that's what happened. Danny Stone says that small fault hope Bobcat will be there. It's close.
Well, let me tell you something. Bobcat's good, and you can't take that from him. He is good. He's very good at what he did, but you got to think about how much luck played into that. They only caught 3 fish. It's not like they were up and just had a fantastic day. They caught 3 fish, and they're very good at what they do, and they were in a very good area. So, me personally, I feel optimism should still be there for the rest of the anglers that 40-pound fish are freaking great. I would love to go down there and catch a couple 40s like that. But I think given their level of expertise and the area they were fishing, I actually expected a lot more. Not to say anything bad, but those guys are good, and they only pulled 3 fish out of the water. So just so happened that 2 of them were really, really good fish, and that's what put them in the lead. But
I'm only 100 pounds behind.
A couple pounds behind. That's it.
Only 100 pounds behind.
Hey, us too, Freddie. Us too.
You're only 94 pounds behind.
No, he had 105 and we had 5.
No, he has 100.4.
Oh, my bad. Well, we have 5, so we are 94 behind. Yes. I feel a lot better now.
First place is 100 and second place is 37. So there's a lot of room for movement here. So, but thanks for bringing that up, Stan. I for one, I had a good time with the tournament. The guys were very good sports about it. Everyone took their graphs off. At the end of the day, everybody admitted just how many times they looked for their graph and it wasn't there, which was pretty funny. But
or how many things we hit getting there.
Yeah. There's just people accepting the challenge. Even the folks that didn't make it, accepting the challenge, knowing that this is difficult. You have to give up, your graph and go a little old school, but.
And navionics don't help if you're in a river that it's not mapped in, of course.
No, and navionics isn't always right either. You cannot rely Navionics entirely. I mean, it's a good starting point, but you can't rely on it entirely for navigation.
Yeah, and so that was the whole premise behind the tournament. And it's got 2 more weekends: October 1st, October, and then the first Saturday in November. Correct?
Yes.
And that was the whole premise. Was you can use prior to SA Electronics your Google Maps, your Google Earth, Navionics, that kind of stuff. You can even use that the day of, but your actual on the so go when you're looking for like that ledge or finding out for the marking fish, things like that. So I was actually had some things. Sorry, I was looking for some. Yeah, you see it over there?
Yeah. What are you looking at?
I had some old school things that I was gonna show as far as finding depth and doing different things like that. But
well, like I said, anybody that had signed up originally, I'm not going to put anybody else new in at this point. But anybody who had signed up originally and still wants to participate has an open seat. So that's entirely up to you guys and anyone else that has that had originally signed up for it. So no pressure. If you want in, you're in still. And if you can't,
awesome.
That's okay.
Awesome.
So pretty easy going. Next up, we got the kids tournament coming up October, the end of October. Man, I've got so many people excited about this. I think some of the adults are just as excited as the kids are. I don't want to start signups yet because it's just so far away, but there's already anticipation building for this kids tournament. I'm working with a couple folks too to help with the prizes for the kids and help hopefully make the Halloween special just as good as the early season special. I don't really name it, but man, we had so much support from the community. Those kids come out at what I think was really, really nice prizes, and I'm hoping to do something just as big this fall for the kids as well. So I had to give up a tournament trip with Paula Smith that weekend to put on the kids tournament, but as hard as it was to tell her no, I had to tell her. She asked me to be her partner and drive her boat and come out and fish with her they're doing a Paula Smith benefit tournament. As many of you know, Paula Smith's been battling cancer for quite some time. We all know that money doesn't fix everything. The money sure does make things a little bit more easy. It takes a little bit of stress. It might eliminate just something off your plate. Yep. And so just a little fundraiser to try to help Paula out and Ken. They put together down there. So I'll probably get more information out for you guys on that as well.
That sounds great. Yep, Trey's already said we have to sign up as soon as we can because he wants to not get the smallest fish this time. He wants to go for either the biggest or most.
There you go. Well, we'll see how many. I've already planned on 2 days for the kids tournament just because I expect a lot of participation out of this.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to turn any kids away. So even though it's an entire weekend and sitting at a computer, but and they really have a good time. And I'll be honest with you, I absolutely love it hearing the kids cut up and have a good things. We really enjoyed about the tournament this weekend was Chris and the kids and Brady out there. Those guys was able to get on a couple fish too.
Yep.
And just hearing the kids out there carry on.
Hey Stan, we've been live 2 hours and 22 minutes.
There we go. 2 hours, 22 minutes. That's a great time to end it. Thank you, everybody, for coming in out there. Just pop in here, Freddie, Charles, And by the way, that was Daryl's rotary phone with the. But Dan, thank you. Appreciate you coming up. Didn't mean to hit you. That was that's started and but
Yeah.
But thank you everybody for all out there. Keep the family in the prayer. She's going to need some some support going through. I'm sure we'll be talking more about it. Creo said tomorrow night on River Rats they're going to be fishing in honor of Jay Fox Hunter out there tomorrow night.
Good deal.
See Eric B still out there. Like I said, anybody looking for some extra prayer in their life, check out Eric B Bible Studies every Sunday afternoon, 2 p.m. Yes, and I thank y'all for helping me get through that. Thank you.
We got you back, bro.
And with that being out of here, for all you 40 to 50 some people that that's right, this is just the first 222. But for everybody that was hanging out, thank you. We'll see you all Sunday morning. Deuces.
See you guys.